Good afternoon, friends. Pull up a chair, come on in, sit down, and let's make some coffee bars. Now, I've never made this recipe before. I saw it the other night, in the middle of the night. As you know, I lay in bed and I look at recipes, and I love this recipe for two things. One, for its simplicity, and two, I have everything in my pantry to make it. So let's get started. So first, you're going to preheat your oven to 350. And then I have a 15 by 10 baking sheet. How do I know? Because I measured it. So some of these pans, these less expensive pans don't have the measurements on them. So that's where this comes in. I keep a soft-sided measuring tape all the time in my kitchen. And I measured my pan. You will be surprised how many times you will use something like this. Especially me who orders things online. It'll give the measurements of something, and I'm just like, I can't comprehend, it in my mind, so I'll get out a measuring tape and I'll see it. I'm like, okay, well, that's not big enough. Anyway, this would make a great gift. I have several of these floating around the house, because Madison likes to take them and take them to her room. Okay, so let's get back to it. I added a little bit of baker's joy to that, so cleanup will be easier. So when I got this beauty out, some magic's going to happen. I hope it's magic. We're going to find out, aren't we? Okay, so to this bowl, we're going to add 3 cups of all-purpose flour. Now, this is going to make a lot of bars. This is something that you could ideally give as a Christmas gift. Cut them up. We'll see how they do and how many they make. So to that, we're going to add a teaspoon of baking soda. Okay? And a half a teaspoon of salt. That goes in the dry. We're going to give that a mix. I'm going to move this out of the way so I don't knock it over. And to another bowl, which I forgot to grab, we're going to add 2 cups of packed brown sugar. And I forgot my coffee. Oh, I always forget something, don't I? Well, it said warm coffee, and I made my coffee this morning, so I thought I'd pop it in the microwave for a few minutes. Okay. 2 packs of brown sugar. Or, sorry. How did I say 2 packs of brown sugar? 2 cups of packed brown sugar in this bowl. 1 cup of warm coffee. See, most of these things you have. Okay. 2 eggs. Listen, I can't crack an egg with one hand. I'm sorry. I can't. I got little hands. I never really try. I want to make a mess. 2 eggs. My hands off a little bit here. Okay. I have like a weird egg allergy to certain things, so I always kind of wash my hands with a wet, just because I've touched the eggshells. If sometimes I'll break out. So that's why I gotta do that. Anyway, we've got those 2 eggs in here. Give that a mix. Get those eggs going. Okay. Now we're going to add a tablespoon of vanilla. I'm sorry, a teaspoon, not a tablespoon. Teaspoon of vanilla. 1 teaspoon of vanilla. Go. Get this out of the way. Give this a quick stir before I add the oil. Make sure all those eggs are incorporated. Okay, now it's 1 cup of oil. Okay, get that out of the way. So there we have our wet. We're going to add to our dry. I love baking stuff because it's a stress reliever to me. I don't know why, it just is. Maybe it's just following a recipe and my mind is focused on this instead of anything else. So we're mixing the wet into the dry. Could give it a stir. Ruger stretching. Ruger is our oldest dog. He was a rescue, so we really don't know. We know he's over 10 years old. We don't really know how old he is. He has arthritis really bad. Some days it's hard for him to walk. Some days I have to give him baby aspirins. I bought some arthritic chews for dogs I've been giving him. They seem to help a little bit, but I think it's just more an age thing for him. Okay, get this all stirred together. I don't really know what it's supposed to look like since I've never made it before. They look pretty good. They smell good with that coffee in there. Okay. Get my arm workout in today. Looks like I have everything incorporated pretty well. So we're gonna take our baking sheet here and we're gonna pour it right on. Spread out nice and even. All right. Oh, I've got this little corner here I need to get. There we go. Now we got it. Got it all spread out. Like you give it a little tap. Make sure there's no bubbles in there. Okay, here's my big girl. I don't want her to get broke. Now, the final step is set about half a cup of chocolate chips sprinkled on and walnuts. So, Mason does not like walnuts. I don't know how he's my child because I like walnuts. I like all nuts. Even you. I always say you have to be nuts to be my friend. That's right, because I'm nuts. We're all nuts, aren't we, in our own special ways? All right, so we're going to add on some chocolate chips. Say about a half a cup. I'm not going to measure. I'm just going to use my hands and eyes. I imagine, so this is my first time making these, but I imagine you could change it up and use butterscotch. You could use peanut butter chips, and maybe you could use chopped peanuts instead of the walnuts. I don't know. We'll see how it tastes before we get all creative here on how we're going to change things up. It may not go well with the bars here. Okay. Looks like we've got a good amount of chocolate chips there. Now we're going to add our walnuts, and I'm going to leave half off for Mason. Blasphemy. Imagine if you don't like walnuts, you could do pecans. All right. There we have it. See how simple that was? And this is making a huge pan. So, I mean, ideally you could cut these and package these, and this would be a cute little Christmas gift. All right, we're gonna bake them. I'm gonna come back and we'll see how they do. I'm back because I forgot to tell you how long. So the directions said 25 to 30 minutes, 350 degree oven. So I set the timer for 25 and I'm gonna check it from there. When they're done, I'll come back and let you know how long it took for my oven. Everyone's ovens are different. So I'll be back. Friends, look at the beautiful color on these. Now these were in the oven for 21 minutes. I pulled them out. I thought they looked like they were more than done. Probably could have taken them out sooner. I don't know if it's the color or if I overbaked them, but I think it's the color because of that coffee and that brown sugar. So I've given them about a half hour to cool. I'm just gonna cut me a little slice here. I'm gonna have these with our dinner tonight for dessert. Now listen, how amazing would these be on a cute little plate, cut up for someone as a gift with maybe their favorite coffee? And these little coffee bars. Oh my. A great little gift. I'm trying to get it out of here. Kind of cut a weird cut. Came straight out of the pan. Look at that. You could cut them in little bars like this or little squares. Let's give it a taste. Mmm. Not overcooked at all. They're soft. I think it's just the coloring from the coffee and the brown sugar. They're super moist. Mmm. Took too big of a bite for you. These are delicious. How simple were these? New recipe. You could totally do peanut butter. You could totally do peanuts. Butterscotch. This here is good on its own. So you can really play with the chocolate chips and the nut combo. Listen, it's not overly sweet. It's going to be perfect tonight with a cup of coffee. So there you go. Coffee bars, chocolate chips and walnuts. Like I said, make the recipe your own. Perfect gift giving. You can give the whole pan to somebody. Who's going to be upset by that? Certainly not this gal. All right, friends, I'm going to go. I got to go finish some phone laundry. I'll see you later. Thanks for stopping by. I always appreciate you coming and hanging out with me. Bye, friends.